Oh my god. Hey there, and welcome back to Five Nights at Maggie's 4, where last time we pretty much ended up nights 1 through 5, kind of smooth sailing for the most part, with a few jump scares here and there. Now we have night 6. I don't think anything's gonna be super crazy this time around. I think it should be straightforward, hopefully. Okay, I am a bit exhausted, but I want to really try and power through this, because I believe we have night 6, and then night 7. Well, night 7 is probably custom night, honestly. Okay. We know the deal. Just try and keep those two, Surdy and Jerry, in the bathroom. Do this. We also got to make sure all the vents are good. Play that. Hopefully cameras don't misbehave too much. Check. No one's nearby yet. Fixing. On, they're trying to do it again. Come on. I mean, I think that's like the main... Really, that's the only thing... Ah, they broke the bloody thing. It's the only real thing we have to worry about. Watching the cameras. Surdy's already trying to make their way out of there. Look at that. Can please play. Alright, come on. Let's see if it fixes. Hide. Get ready. Okay, they're fixing that. Here we go. Hide. Cameras. Okay, come on. Shoot. I take it back. Go, go, go. It's like the only thing that... Oh, it's like the smallest gripe I have. Sometimes I'm trying to click the sound audio thing, but it's not working for some reason. It just sometimes takes way too long to actually like get fired up. Oh, come on. Okay, cameras. We gotta lure him back there. Come on. Oh, come on. I should have just stopped it. Damn it. They broke... Seriously, they broke it as soon as they started playing it. Bullshit, bro. Come on. Oh, come on. Leave. Play music in there. Screw it. I just gotta keep him in there. They seriously broke it? 1, 2, 3. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on, play. Repair this. Come on. Cameras. Like, sometimes I'm like, I wonder if it's the disconnect issue. Maybe because the cameras are disconnecting, I'm not able to play anything, which gets annoying. And now it's fixing, I can't do it either. Oh, now there's no point, because I'm not going to do both of them. God damn it. I wanted to play the music, but it was already broken again. Come on. And they broke it again. They just keep breaking it. Oh, he's already... No, he's already in there. Shoot, come on, play. There's too much of a reliance on them, on this shit breaking. And I can't... It kind of is annoying how often they just break it. I will say, the amount of times these the audio lures can just break and just essentially just you get soft locked out of dealing with them is pretty annoying. Because I can't, how am I supposed to control it otherwise? How am I supposed to deal with them if every time I try to lure them, all I get is a camera error like this? And then I gotta fix it, and then I can't play any music when the cameras are disconnected, so it's like the combination of those two things is screwing me over a little bit. Oh, see, there I was actually able to play music, but then they break it immediately. It's like they break it and I have to wait almost twice as long for them to actually do anything about it. Oh, what the hell? Sometimes, what the? See, they're already there, like why? You're still, stop lingering. Let me guess. Come on. And I got caught. I know I heard it, but I was trying to deal with them.
Let's play.
No. And it's not like I can really drag them anywhere else, right? Well, I mean, I could drag them to the party room. Actually, that is an interesting question. Where is the party room in relation to the entrance? Let me see here. See, it doesn't lure... No, it does lure them. It didn't work. Oh, come on. Like, look at this. Like, why is this happening? Oh, I think I'm dead. Oh, never mind. Can I please do anything? Yeah, I'm not sure what's the point of the lures in the party room, because they haven't gone there at all. And see, it's like, they literally break the lure. Oh my god. They break it and I can't even do anything about it. Okay, I actually got him back there, thank goodness. Alright, get out of there, please. Just fix quickly. Alright, hurry up. Someone's already trying to visit 2 times in a row, really? Oh, I need to get to my cameras. They're already, I can't even look. And they break it again. It's like, okay, thank you. Just condemn me already. Oh my god. Of all the days for me to be recording, honestly, part of me is debating whether I should be recording right now, but I really want to beat this right now. What? The light barely started flickering. Oh my god, man. Only reason they even break is because they'll literally get lured into the room immediately. What? Oh, I forgot to. I'm such a moron. I didn't close my eyes. I was wondering, like, why didn't it drag me out of the locker? But yeah, that's the only reason why the errors keep happening. Is because I keep playing the audio when they're in the same camera. I do get that. It can be. It's frustrating though when it happens as they move to the camera. That part's frustrating. Turn off, turn off. Why won't it turn off? Like, why is it even a double click? One click, please. Go away. Stop stalking this stupid lurker. Why do they stay like this? Oh my god, now. Hello, please play something. Anything. I tried. Oh my god, I'm literally clicking it and it won't fucking play. 5 a.m. I am so stressed out right now. That stupid audio lure has become the bane of my existence, along with these clowns that just want to camp outside my locker and won't give me a chance to breathe. Alright, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna care about my carbon monoxide levels anymore. It's pretty much fine now. But, like, why? What? I'm holding it for so long. Go away. Oh, no. There's no way. How are you already at the front hall? Get away from me. That was so debilitating. That audio lure, I hate it. I hate how there's no... How they can just disable it the moment they move to that camera. Screw that. $43.50. The CEO of Flowers Entertainment confirmed that the location will be moving out to a new and better location. Tomorrow is the last day of the current place, and Monday morning they start moving everything out. The CEO said we will see lots of new friends, games, food, and a lot more starting next week. The great success of Flowers Burgers and Pizza. Good lord. Okay. So, before we move on to extras, honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna make another video on this. I think we're gonna really wrap it up here. Now, things are gonna get interesting here, because we have custom night. I'm not looking forward to it because of my experience just now in Night 6 and how I'm currently feeling. But I did get some pretty interesting information regarding the custom night and 2 endings you can get. Thanks to these 2 individuals that commented about this. Basically, based on what your setup is for custom night, you get one of 2 endings. Now, what's interesting here is in order to get the good ending, you set everyone to 0, because it's actually a reference to how in the beginning of the game, Dan, the investigator from Five Nights at Maggie's 2, tells Steve to disable the animatronics, deactivate them. And this is literally us deactivating them, right? That's kind of like how custom night works anyway, right? When you think about it in terms of like FNAF, right? You get the pink slip for tampering with animatronics, you know, in a custom night, for example, because, you know, technically you're the one modifying their animatronic levels, their AI difficulty, and so on and so forth. So basically, by setting them to 0, you're fulfilling the conditions for the good ending. And for the bad ending, you're pretty much doing the exact opposite, which is to set them all at 20. Now, I frankly need a good ending right now in my life after that experience. So we're gonna go for 0 on everything, deactivate all of them. Now I'm gonna guess that means we're just gonna sit here until 6 a.m. Now, I don't think I would have figured this out on my own, even though sometimes I have been like, you know what, let's see what happens if you just do 0 on everything for custom night, because sometimes there are, you know, we come across some interesting things, some like jokes or whatnot, you know, for doing all 0 modes. Like, are you serious? You know, kind of like it gets taunted a bit, right? And traditionally the hardest difficulty gets you the best ending, but in this case it's more literal, really, right? You obviously want everyone to be at their slowest because that's kind of your main goal, or at least, you know, if you want to be in line with what Dan wants, you will deactivate them. And then, as I said, you get the bad ending for 620 mode, which, you know, knowing that, I think if I here's the thing. If I went through 620 mode, right, like that was the first thing I did, and to find out I get the bad ending from that might honestly leave a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, imagine you go through all that effort just to get a bad fate, and it's like, bro, seriously? It's just, I hate, you know what it is, the little pet peeve I have, at this point, it really is just a pet peeve. You know what I mean? I just make it so much of a big deal in this video right now because it just really irritated me. But the fact that they can move to the camera and disable it immediately is a bit ridiculous, because I get why they're disabling it, right? It's to discourage you from just spamming the lure in the same room that they're always in, so that way, because imagine if they never interrupted the audio lure, they leave just to get called right back. I get why they interrupt the audio lure. My issue is the fact that they can do so pretty much at any given moment, as long as they're in the room when the music is playing. Even if they move to the room and the music is playing, they can stop it immediately, which essentially in a lot of ways can soft lock you, which is so frustrating, because it's like, I mean, think about it, right? Like, again, in a lot of those scenarios, I'm trying to manage both Jerry and Surdy. I move them here, like Surdy's about to leave, Jerry moves to the bathrooms first, disables my lure before it can even affect Surdy, and now Surdy pretty much has free reign for the next maybe, what, 10 seconds? And that's so frustrating, because it's not my fault that Jerry decides to cancel my audio lure the second he moves to the room before I can even disable it in time. Which is another thing, the fact that sometimes, yeah, double click will work. Other times, look, 1, 2, it works. Oh, now you want to work, huh? I double clicked, and then it's like there's a weird inconsistency sometimes. Wait, look, like I'm trying. I mean, I wish I had like a graphic to show you how many times I'm clicking sometimes, but I don't know. There's an inconsistency there sometimes where I'm clicking twice and nothing happens, and when something doesn't respond when you expect it to respond, it's just it's not the night for this kind of stuff to be happening. Normally I wouldn't be this annoyed, but it's been a long day, and it is not the night for this game to be testing my patience with clicks like that, honestly. So I don't know. It's like sometimes it's just a bad day. What can I say? But yeah, I think the other main annoyance is the fact that if the audio lure in one camera is broken, you're not allowed to use the audio lure in any other camera, which is frustrating. I can kind of see why that's the case, but it's frustrating, again, mainly because they can shut off the lure pretty much immediately, to a point where it's kind of unfair, because you can't really plan ahead of that. You can try. Sometimes it'll work. Other times it won't. Let's see this good ending I've heard about. Because at this point, this is what I'm wondering, what is the conclusion here? If a fire didn't stop them, what are you gonna do?
Finally, after all these years, we see each other again.
Dan Schmidt appears again and tries to end this for his job.
That investigation, something happened to me. I couldn't sleep at night. I had a lot of nightmares, and everything was because of you two. It's been 21 years, and every day I dream about you, about this place, about the kids, and about everything. And I knew that the only way to stop this all was to end this whole place forever. I thought that burning that goddamn museum was going to be it. But no, you two somehow survived. You are still here, and I knew it, because I still had those nightmares. But this is it. This is where everything ends, and where everyone will rest in peace once and for all. Those little will finally find peace after all these years of darkness, fear, and coldness. And for you two, the ones that cause everything and bring suffering to a lot of people, I know that your intentions were to end this place that only brought pain and sadness to your loved ones. But you didn't do only that. You two never stopped, because you liked the feeling. You liked to see the company failing, but you didn't have to make them fail like that. You two are monsters. There is no excuse for what you have done to a lot of people, but you two were selfish and never thought of the families that were involved in all of this. For you two, I'll see you in hell very soon. It's time for all of us to rest and have peace once and for all.
Big explosion at Flowers Burgers and Pizzeria. This morning around 6 a.m. a big explosion occurred where it destroyed everything the pizzeria had, even the animatronics. One body was found on the scene. A lawsuit had started against Flowers Entertainment because this explosion was caused by the lack of ventilation security at the place, making it a great danger for the people going there as well as the security guard. So the good ending is we blow up, or I guess Dan blows up the place, or I guess then, Dan's the one who blows up the place. Dan is the one who blows up the place, okay? And then it pretty much brings everything to a head, finally ending the reign of terror that Surdy and Jerry started all those decades ago. You know, if there's one thing that I have to say, because it just occurred to me that they have English voice acting. I'm not sure why they didn't just have one of the English voice actors just provide their voice for the phone call. Because obviously they have it in Spanish, you know, if you want to play the game in Spanish. But if they wanted to, you know, have it in English, they didn't really need a text-to-speech voice doing the English translation. They could have just had one of them do the phone call as well. But yeah, that is pretty much how they concluded. I mean, I guess like that is pretty much as final as it gets, really, right? On top of that, they had a whole new investigation once again. I think like part of me again wonders how much Daniel really knew about what was going on. I doubt he really, I mean, to be honest, I don't think he even had that big of a role. My biggest wonder is how was Steve, you know, Steve with the same last name, Gennaro, as Daniel, Manuel. I wonder what was his relation to them. Like, why did he get involved with the, you know, with the events in the first game? Because I feel like that's the one part that is never really explained, right? We get the motivations for Dan, the investigator, in the second game, but we never really hear much about why Steve was doing all this. Obviously, we know Steve did not want to be, you know, the night guard after the first game, but he stuck it through for the fourth game. It's just, we don't really know, again, why did he go to the, why did he do everything, why was he there in the first game to begin with, right? What was his relation? Maybe he was just part of the family business, saw what was happening, and he was like, you know what, I'm out. But anyways, that's 3 stars. There is actually one more thing I forgot to do. There was something mentioned where if I click on a picture of Peter, let me take a look actually. It was something like I get a secret minigame for clicking on the portrait of Peter. I don't quite remember who that is. If you click on on Peter's poster in your office, you get a secret minigame. Oh, you have to press play. That's why. I was gonna say I pressed the minigame before, the poster before. Okay. We collected something. I go this way. Oh, we're planting flowers. Fitting. This is, in fact, flowers, burgers, and, what was the other part again? And for our final one... Okay. I see. That's what they were talking about. That's why... Okay. We are still here. So, that's something that also is never really discussed a lot, right? The fact that the children end up possessing the animatronics. And now at least it seems like we gave them peace as well. So here we have Flower, Peter, and Timmy. I thought this was Flower. I really thought this was Flower because they look so much like the actual Flower from the reboot trilogy. Then you have Surdy and Jerry, along with GC. No weird music this time for any of them. Then we have jump scares. Finally, eat the trash. Yes, this is an ad for one of my games, an Android game on the Google Play Store. Get all the points you can. Oh, it literally is. You just eat a whole bunch of random food. And then you can customize your character as well. Backgrounds. And then finally you have credits. Of course, once again, great job to everyone that was part of the game. Screw it. Well, let's... You know what? Screw it. This might not be the best idea. but I don't think I want to make a video just for 620 mode. I feel like we take our chances now. If I can't beat it, then so be it. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. If we can get the bad ending, then I can properly conclude this, honestly. I just have a feeling this is gonna stress me the hell out with the stupid audio lore. Nope, stop it. Stop playing it. There we go. We gotta save the audio lore when we can. And I also gotta be much more diligent about my events because honestly, already? We gotta be very careful with this. Okay, lure them back. You gotta play a little game here, kind of, to like balance it out. The thing is, it's tricky playing this because if one character moves faster than the other, like that, then it doesn't really work as well. Like, okay, well, it still lured them back. It still lured them, so it actually worked out in my favor. I tried. See, like, it doesn't feel intuitive enough sometimes. Like, I tried to immediately shut off the audio lure when they got in the room, and it wouldn't let me. That's the part that gets frustrating. You're trying to work with the systems in place, and the game just doesn't let you sometimes. It just doesn't let you, and that's just the most frustrating part for me. Go away. All of them, they keep showing up. I can't even, they're not even giving me a chance to go on camera. And they keep wanting to linger like clowns. No, see, oh my god. See, they broke it, but that was because I was trying to do this nonsense. When? What? I have to raise my volume. But yeah, I think honestly, while everything overall is just greatly improved from the third game, the audio lore mechanics is the one weak point for me from a balancing point of view. The fact that they can be so aggressive with the audio lore is frankly just a horrible idea. There should be a grace, like, if they get lured, there should be a grace period, or at least stop my audio when it lures someone successfully, so that I don't get caught with this weird nonsense sometimes. And this is also another thing. Why do you linger so long? Like, bro. Like, I hold it for so... Like, the fact that they stick around for this long is ridiculous. Like, what? Like, how long do you expect me to hold this? There's no sound cue, so I have to peek. But every time I peek, I get screwed. Like, it's too... They move too fast for me to be waiting this long. Like, this is ridiculous. Bro, you're You know what this is like? This is like the peekaboo mechanic in Anti-Clockwise 2. Because I'm literally playing peekaboo with them because I can't tell when they leave. How fair is that? That's not fair at all.
Stay away from here.
Screw you. How about you stay away from me? He left again. You know what? I don't want to. You know, sometimes you just don't want to. I refuse. Sometimes you just have to accept when you don't want to do something. I don't want to do that because it's not fun. With that in mind, I want to first get my thoughts on the game itself, and then I guess my whole thoughts on the series as a whole. Overall, as I said pretty much when I first started this game, this is by far the best of the classic games. In general, visual design, you know, storytelling. I guess storytelling more like a presentation, right? Even gameplay to an extent. However, it's not without its issues from a gameplay standpoint. Again, really, it all surrounds the audio lore for me. As I mentioned, the fact that it can be disabled as quickly as it is, you know what I mean, with the higher difficulties, right? Night 6, custom night. The fact that the audio lore can be disabled instantly is honestly just, it's like that's only part of the frustration, because it's paired with the fact that they have 3 clowns that visit your bloody room, and they won't leave for an extended period of time while these 2 are moving around. And it doesn't make for a fun experience, because you can try to play a lure, right, before you hide, but then they break it, which means you effectively wasted your time. And then on top of that, you have a character that will sit there for 5 seconds, give or take. You open your eyes, they're still there, so now you have to wait another 5 seconds. You open your eyes, they're still there. It's like you're stun locked. It's not fun. It makes me think of FNAF, where Bonnie just refuses to leave your door no matter how many times you check the light, and it's just like you're just sitting there bleeding power. Like, what the hell are you doing? This is ridiculous. I can't control anything about this. That's what it feels like to me, at least. I barely did any runs of Custom Night, but I don't think I have the patience, because Night 6 kind of took all of it, frankly. But yeah, I think, like, balancing wise, the fact that they can linger as long as they do with the locker mechanic, and the fact that they are so brutal with the audio lure system is not fun. Especially when you consider the fact that when one audio lure is being fixed, you can't have a plan B, right? To at least get them somewhere else. You're forced to wait. The ventilation mechanics with the, the different vents, repairing and whatnot, that's fine. Again, I pretty much compared that to the similar mechanic in Jolly 3 Chapter 1. Pretty interesting idea, again, separate from what we've seen in the previous games. And of course, we have the way that the game ended with the good ending. I'm going to treat as the canon ending for this. I think it's probably like the best fitting end, where Dan, the investigator, essentially pretty much becomes a bit of a martyr, blows up the restaurant, taking everyone, or everything with him, and essentially making sure that John and Paul can't really do or cause any more harm, in hopes of shutting down the business. Obviously, that also ends up in us, I guess in a sense, almost maybe unintentionally or maybe intentionally. They never really discussed about the other animatronics or whether they're possessed, right? They only really talk about Surdy and Jerry being possessed, really, or the fact that Dan's aware that they're possessed, but he never mentions that about the kids. But he essentially gave them rest now that they're no longer possessing the suits. So we do have that sense of finality with this series. Now, as a series overall, I feel like I kind of made my thoughts on this clear already, and I don't remember which video it was, whether it was Five Nights at Maggie's. I think it was the Five Nights at Maggie's 3 classic video. But while I can, not even like saying like that, in general, it was a very interesting experience going through the classic games, seeing what came before the reboot trilogy that I pretty much started with, a couple of years ago now. And it's kind of cool to see how much has changed, not just, from a story standpoint, as we've seen, right? The story here focuses pretty much on these 2 individuals, John and Paul, whereas the reboot trilogy is a lot about John McAdams specifically, a very different character to the John that we have in the classic series. And in general, I mentioned that the story in this game is a lot more, I would say, simplified, straightforward, not so much, I guess, nuance. Like, it's like a, traditional revenge plot on the parts of both John and Paul. Whereas in the reboot trilogy, we have John McAdams, who pretty much is a serial killer trying to crack the code to eternal life, immortality. So they would have, at least, from his point of view, and tried to experiment on his own family to make that a reality. Of course, it didn't really work until he gets killed by his own son and ends up being the first successful byproduct of his experiments, really. At one point, I think his daughter did end up possessing Maggie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, my thoughts on it are a bit fuzzy. Or I know his son at one point did. But I don't think they didn't work out the way he wanted them to, because they weren't really themselves after possessing the animatronics. But when he possessed Surdy, he was still pretty much himself. It worked. That was something that he harped on quite a bit in the first reboot game. But point being, the stories have changed so much, and gameplay-wise, it has undergone quite a lot of changes as well to accommodate for the changes in like characters and focus and whatnot. The first game, like, I mean, again, like, I'm not gonna go over each individual game. I kind of already did that in their own videos, but the gameplay has changed quite a lot. You can see how in like the second game, for example, they went in a very different direction with like the museum and its mechanics. Setting wise has also changed quite a bit. Third game is a bit more straightforward. So all in all, it's cool to see how this classic series started and ended, and how some of those ideas were kind of refined or improved upon or completely changed for the reboot trilogy. Now with that said, despite my criticisms of Five Nights at Maggie's 4 in general, it's definitely my favorite of the classic games because it's definitely, for one, like, I think it's just, mainly because it's the best game of the series in terms of gameplay, execution, presentation overall. There's a clear jump in quality from the third game to the fourth. With that said though, the reboot trilogy will still be my favorite. I think I would take the reboot trilogy over the classic games any day. Personally, it's just way better from a gameplay and story standpoint, especially story standpoint for me personally. Now with that in mind, I'm honestly considering doing a story breakdown for the classic series because the story is so different and there's still quite a bit to like actually go through. I figured it'd be nice to try and like do a quick overview, especially with how the timeline goes. So it's something I will be working on for sure. But of course, with all that said, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, hit that notification bell to keep up to date on future videos. The game will be in the description below as always, as well as a playlist of my whole playthrough of the Five Nights at Maggie's classic series. And with that said, I'll see you in another video. Take care.